Good evening, and thank you for being here. My name is Brandon Roberts. I'm the managing editor of the Berkeley Independent and the Summerville Journal-Scene, and I will be your moderator for this City Council Forum, sponsored by the League of Women Voters of the Charleston area, the NAACP Goose Creek branch, and Alpha Kappa Alpha sorority, Nu Alpha Omega, and Sigma Upsilon Omega chapters. This candidate forum is not a debate. It is an opportunity for candidates to share their platforms and for voters to educate themselves. The League of Women Voters, the NAACP, and AKA sorority are nonpartisan organizations and have not endorsed any candidate. This is a nonpartisan event. On November 4th, voters will choose 3 at-large city council members to help lead the city of Goose Creek. Their terms are for 4 years. The candidates are, as you can see, oh wait, are we out of order?
I don't know.
No, hang on, there's one. No, there's one missing from my list.
I thought Shane was coming, but he had a little
Yeah.
I think he was coming.
All right.
They were done at 5.
Anyway, our candidates are seated alphabetically in front of you, except for these two. All right, so the forum format. The candidates will have 60 seconds for an opening statement, 90 seconds to respond in rotating order by seat location, so moving down the table. Candidates may take an additional 30 seconds for rebuttals after all the other candidates have responded. If you wish to make a rebuttal, signal us by raising your hand. A candidate is allowed 1 rebuttal per question. It will be at the discretion of the moderator, considering the overall time available, whether to stop the opportunity to rebut. Each candidate will have 60 seconds for a closing statement. The questions were collected from the membership of the sponsoring organizations. No questions will be asked by the moderator that are directed to only one candidate or of a personal nature. Recordings of this event, whether in person or a digital device, may not be used without approval of the sponsors. The sponsors will only allow audio or video of this event to be broadcast or shared in its entirety, except by the media reporting on the event. To keep the flow of the forum, there's an official timekeeper, Ms. Jennifer Green, a member of the Sigma Upsilon Omega chapter of Alpha Kappa Alpha sorority, and the advocate for Social Justice Committee. For each of our candidates, Ms. Green will hold up a sign reading 30 seconds remaining, and then a stop sign when the candidate must stop speaking. We ask the candidates please stand when speaking, and the audience hold all applause until the end. Now we'll start with opening statements with Ms. Bess. It's off. That's not me.
Don't, okay. 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 Well, good evening, everyone. I'm Yahira Bess, and I am ready to serve on the Goose Creek City Council. I am mother, neighbor, professional community leader. I know that the future of our families depends on the bold and strategic plans and decisions that we make. My vision is not a promise, it is an action in motion. I want a city where our children and our grandchildren can feel pride, safe, and have opportunities. That includes supporting our local businesses, our churches, and our schools, boosting the economy, and also creating job opportunities for all. The culture that we cultivate today will be the heart of tomorrow's Goose Creek. And under my leadership, we will build smart growth, strong, and a vibrant city. The future is not something that we wait for, it is something that we lead. And I am here to do it alongside with you. So, with that being said, that is where community and progress go hand in hand. Thank you.
Sorry, can I just interrupt a second? The other mic feeds into the camera, and I want to make sure people that see it later can get the audio. So you can just leave it off, but it'll go into this little mic.
Oh, okay.
Thank you.
No problem. Hi, I'm Melissa Eno Sims. I am one of your incumbents. I was elected in 2020. I have lived in Goose Creek since 1981. I was 3 years old when I moved here. The Navy brought me here. I also am a veteran. I joined the Navy right after high school. I went to Goose Creek High School. And then I opened a small business. I've had a few salons in the city for the last 25 years. I originally ran for city council because I was a single mom with a couple of kids and I had some public safety issues and community policing issues. So that's originally why I ran. And I live in a neighborhood with no sidewalks. And my child was in the road every day, either in the street or on people's private property. So my focus was to get traffic calming measures, sidewalks, infrastructure, and community policing, which we were able to achieve all of that. We have a road hunt program now in the city. We have overlay districts and new coding and zoning that we have updated in the city so that we were able to, that was my time. I have so much I could share. I will fit some more stuff in, but thank you so much.
Doesn't seem like it works. Does it work? Is it working? No, it's not working.
It's just the video. She wants you to hold.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry. I'm Ingrid Centurion, and whether you've been here 5 years, 10 years, or 20 years, the development is out of control and has exceeded the infrastructure capacity. And I've lived in big cities and I've lived in small towns. And I'm an Iraq War combat pilot, 22 years in the military, and I was a test pilot. And so I'm able to solve difficult problems. And so with the leadership that I bring to City Council, I want to focus on responsible spending. You as a tax dollar needs to know where every dollar is spent. You also need to have transparency. There should be no secrets. There should be no backdoor deals. I want to over-communicate with the residents to make sure that we hear your voice. I am your voice, whether you're a senior, whether you're a veteran. I'm Ingrid Centurion. I humbly ask for your vote. And my tagline is leadership that listens and vision that protects.
Is it really working? I don't know. No, they're going to use that for that. Oh, I see. Good evening, folks. Mike Ivy, how you doing? I'm retired Navy. I'm glad to see some other service personnel up here. I came here in 1986. I ran the pharmacy at the Navy Hospital when it was a Navy hospital. Some of y'all might remember that. And I spent some time on an aircraft carrier off the coast of Vietnam for a little while. When I retired, I worked for the VA. I was a pharmacy technician for the mail order pharmacy down here in North Charleston. We had a good time when we came here. We enjoyed the people here. We've also faced a little bit of discrimination when we got here. Some lawyers told us we don't serve blank Yankees. I had to tell him it's the first time I'd ever been east of the Mississippi River before he took our case. So discrimination raises its ugly head in all different forms. And I want to let you know I'm here to help you tonight. God bless you.
Thank you, sir.
Yes.
Ooh, knocked it off. Yeah. I know, I think I knocked it off. Yeah, I'll work with y'all. First of all, if we get started, can I see a show of hands for everybody in here who loves their family? All right. And a show of hands for everybody here who loves Goose Creek. All right. We're in the right room. My name is Corey McClary. I'm a former youth pastor, but now I work in the Department of Economic Development for Berkeley County Government. And I want to be the person here who represents you and your family here in the city of Goose Creek. As a veteran, I'm a veteran. I'm a Citadel graduate. My bride Kim and I have been married for over 20-something years, 23 years. 23 years. We have 5 children and 2 grandchildren. We are invested in our community, but more importantly, we are invested in you. As working in economic development, I can tell you that this area is exploding. And all of us here know that. We all know that. The key of it is to make sure that you and your family stay at the forefront of all decisions that your local government makes. I'm uniquely qualified to do that. We've been there. We've made those relationships. And yes, and we can talk about this further, but thank y'all for coming out here tonight.
Well, good evening.
There you go.
Good evening. I'm Gayla McSwain. I didn't really prepare an opening statement. I was told to sort of give my background. And somebody's telling me I need to speak louder. I've gone to about 2,800 homes in the last month. I'm about to lose my voice. But I just wanted to let you know that I'm a graduate of Presbyterian College in the upstate. I've been a Sunday school teacher in the past. The same day that I graduated from college, I was commissioned as a second lieutenant into the United States Army. And as part of my active duty, I'm real proud of this. We got the Patriot missile system and we made it work. All of Europe is screaming for it now, and I'm proud to say that I was in the very first Patriot missile system and we made it work. And then I came out as a major. And then I went to law school, and during law school, I served in the active Army Reserves. And I just tell you that because life experiences are very important. And I could just say ditto to everything that everybody else up here has said as far as our service to the city. I was elected during a special election during 2018, I believe. Served on the Planning Commission and did some other stuff. And I've been voting for the last 7 years, doing the most good for the most people possible.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. All right, everybody's alive and awake. My name is Shane Reed. I am a born and raised Goose Creek native. Actually, my childhood home is right behind this library here on Cato Lane. As a child, I remember riding through Casey Community Cemetery to get to the old rec center. I've seen Goose Creek grow. I've seen Goose Creek build. I was here. I'm not that old, but I was here. My biggest goal for Goose Creek, number one, is to develop transparency with all citizens of all make, model, shape, size, and just push for a better Goose Creek. It's time that we work together and that all information be accessible for everyone at the same time. My name is Shane Reed, and I'm asking for your vote November 4th for Goose Creek City Council.
That's it. All right, we're just going to go back down the table with the questions. If you, of course, you need me to repeat them, just ask me. I will repeat them. We'll start with Ms. Bess. What community involvement have you had in the past 2 years? How many council meetings have you attended? And what service to Goose Creek are you most proud of?
So currently, I am in several committees. I am in the Hispanic Business Association. I am also in the Latin Advisory Committee. I am in the Exchange Club. I am also in the Santee Cooper Credit Union on their board. I have served 20 years with Berkeley Electric Cooperative. I am also heavily involved in the city. I have obtained and I've been engaged with our police and our fire department. I've been currently right now, I'm missing my Fire Academy, Citizens Academy, which I have learned so much from. So I believe that being engaged and being a part of the city council meetings and the workshop is very important because that's where you get your information and your knowledge as to how the city moves and how everything operates.
What was the last part of that question? Community involvement, how many cities council meetings we've attended?
And what service are you most proud of?
Oh, what service? So I started the Cop Stop program here in Goose Creek. I was the coordinator for the Cop Stop program for years, and I still coordinate that program, which is a community policing program that involves our fire and police and community policing in our community. I worked with Miss Yahira for almost 2 years building the Latin American Community Committee, which is a committee in our Hispanic and Latin American communities that mirror our council to create a bridge for some resources that already exist, but to create access to those resources and create some more opportunities, and then also to bring some issues that are in parts of our community that City Council maybe isn't aware of. I attend all the meetings because I currently sit on city council and the workshops, except for I did miss last week because my father had a stroke last week on Tuesday. But other than that, I attend all of them, and I attended them before council always. we also had a budget and brews meeting last night. So if you guys want to learn about our budget, we had that last night also, which was great to learn about our budget. We also had a budget workshop, which was amazing. Something I'm most proud of is probably the Road Hump program. That is the community service program that I'm probably most proud of. I think I answered everything as best I could in that little slot. That time goes by fast.
And what is it, 90 seconds?
Was it 90?
90
Yeah,
seconds, okay.
it's fast. And I talk fast.
Okay. What community involvement I've been in? Well, I'm the founder of a nonprofit called Generations for America, and I'm very proud of that. I formed that 4 years ago, and what we've done in the community is we teach Robert's Rules of Order, parliamentary procedure, so you as members know that you have rights. We teach the U.S. Constitution from a law enforcement perspective, because you as an American citizen need to know the Constitution and know your rights. We host expungement clinics. And I'm very proud of the expungement clinic because there are people in the community that may have a criminal record and they don't need to be scarred their whole life. And we help them go through the paperwork so that can be expunged from their record so they can get a better job, so they can rent an apartment. That is community service. I've held a penmanship camp in North Charleston because in North Charleston, many of our students cannot read or write. And if they could learn to write, they would be better readers. I have been so involved in the community doing things that really help our younger generation. As far as the city council meetings, I listen to the city council meetings by Zoom. I have read the city council minutes. It's all out there. And I've attended city council meetings.
Good evening, folks. I'm not all that real active, but I am most proud of service that I've given throughout my life related to medicine or medical. On 3 different occasions in the Navy, I had my own pharmacy. I did not have a pharmacy officer over me. I ran that operation all by myself. At times, I filled up to 200 prescriptions in an 8-hour period. I enjoyed serving the people, meeting their needs. Previous to becoming a pharmacy technician in the Navy, I was a general service corpsman. I started IVs on people. I administered first aid. I cut off moles and warts. I ran a lumps and bumps clinic aboard ship. I also sewed people up and cut them open. I operated in the operating room along with the general surgeon aboard an aircraft carrier. It was a great time providing service for people. Also, I am a member of the First Baptist Church of Goose Creek. As such, I'm also a member of their Safety and Security Committee. I do stand guard over them during services and at Sunday school. God bless you. Have a great one.
Mr. Moderator, are we talking? Can you repeat your question again, please? Because I don't know if we were talking about community events that in our community or just like what we've done in our lives.
I think it's worded like it's Goose Creek centric.
Okay.
So, yeah, what community involvement have you had over the last 2 years? How many council meetings have you attended, and what service to Goose Creek are you most proud of?
Okay. As far as the city of, can everybody hear me in the back, JT? Jeff? As far as Goose Creek is concerned, I have a whole list of things that I've done in my professional life as far as community service. But as far as Goose Creek is concerned, I attended, of course, a Citizen Academy, a graduate with the police department, which teaches us how to go through what the police does and why they do what they do. I've been the coach for the Goose Creek Rec, With Councilman Harmon, we've been a soccer coach and a basketball coach for Goose Creek Rec. When the town needed ARPA funds and they needed town hall places, a place to do town halls. Remember back during COVID when everybody needed an explanation for ARPA funds? Well, my church on Liberty Hall Road, we hosted that, and I was part of that with some of our local leaders. I attend just about all of the city council meetings, because in 2018 I was on council, so I didn't miss any of them. So that includes the council meetings as well as the workshops that we do. One of the things I'm most proud of is Melissa said something about the speed humps. That was in our neighborhood. We were most proud of that because everybody knows on Pineview Drive, people were shooting through there. And we actually had a situation where one of our seasoned residents, she was trying to get her mail, and she fell because the cars were coming in there. And the other thing I was proud of was that.
Okay, that's time.
Oh, you gotta be. Really? Yes, we'll come back. I'll come back for rebuttal because I want to tell y'all what I was really proud of because it was really, really, really cool. I'll come back.
Okay, I think I've got this straight. For the last 2 years in Goose Creek, well, I'm a member of the Goose Creek branch of the NAACP. But throughout my life, I've been on boards of directors. Right. I've been with the Charleston Regional Development Alliance. I've been on the steering committee. I've been on our planning commission here in this city. Also the steering committee for our comprehensive plan. It's hard to remember what's 2 years and what isn't. I think the thing that I'm most proud of, and this is going to sound terrible, but I actually had to sue our mayor and our former city administrator to make sure we were going to get a good city administrator. Our old one, our former one left. We got about 80 applications in for that position because that's who runs our city. Our city administrator is the only one that can hire and fire anybody. She hires the fire chief. She hires the police chief. She hires the Department of Public Works director, the recreation director. Her compensation package, and I'm proud to say this, that we're able to pay this to get a really good city administrator. Her compensation package is getting close to $250,000 when you include salary and benefits. That's who runs our city. So when the 80 applications come in and the mayor refused to give them to council, being a lawyer, I read the statute, all of council must hire the city administrator. The mayor and I get along just fine now. It was a little rough after that. A little rough, but we get along just fine now. So I guess that would be my most proud accomplishment because that's who runs the city. And I have more.
Yeah. Can you ask the question again?
Yes. What community involvement have you had in the last 2 years? How many council meetings have you attended? And what service to Goose Creek are you most proud of?
My community involvement within Goose Creek, I've served as wrestling coaches, football coaches between Stratford, Goose Creek High School. Like Corey, I served for Goose Creek Recreation Center. City Council's meeting, I can't count on my hand how many that I've attended, but I have attended. The number one thing that I'm proud of that I've brought to the city of Goose Creek, which is the reason for my tardiness today, why I couldn't have the meet and greet with you all, which I do apologize for, is that I just got through bringing the largest youth mentorship program in America right here to Goose Creek, South Carolina. His name is Myron Fontaine. He's right there in the back. With that organization, right now, we live in a city where we can't be reactive. It's time for us to be proactive. And in order for us to get tomorrow better, we have to focus on our youth and build them up where they are and meet them where they're at and develop these options for them. Another one, my most proudest moments for myself personally is that I've brought Regina Rose Life Center to Goose Creek. We serve teaching CPR, certifications in first aid, and we also serve our geriatric community in doing home health care for them and giving them the option that Medicaid won't give them. So we provide some of those services at no charge to the customer just because the work needs to get done. And we pride ourselves on the message that that'll do, just won't do.
Rebuttal?
Rebuttal, Mr. McClary.
No, I mean, No.
Or Ms.
I was going
McSwain.
to say that I forgot to answer the question. I've been to all council members and all workshops for the last 7 years, except for oddly 2 this year. My husband was in the hospital. I believe I missed a workshop, and my mom was in the hospital. So I think that's the only 2 that I've actually missed in 7 years.
Thank you. And the cool story I wanted to tell you guys was right outside of Westview Elementary School, you know, all the Westview schools, we had a time with there's the cars are there. Everybody knows that all those cars and everything else. And for some apparent reason, Mr. Art, y'all remember Mr. Art was the crossing guard for years. And Mr. Art was, the school district took him and they moved him somewhere else. And so I was sitting in traffic, my son Cameron, and I believe was in school. I was picking him up, and kids were just literally darting in and out of the traffic, like literally darting in and out.
Rebuttal time has elapsed.
Are you serious right now? Well, I called the school district and just grabbed the superintendent at the time, and next day they had the guy for security out there, and it all came back together. So that's my story. Thank you.
Do you want us to move down and back so that she isn't always answering the question first?
If that can be your
Would that be
your
okay
preference.
if we go down and then come back?
Is that okay? You don't agree? He don't agree. I mean, you can answer it first or last. So
doesn't have to answer every question first.
let's go.
Let him go.
You
Is
want
that
to
okay?
do that? You want to start with Mr. Reed?
Let's pass that back. You got it, Shane.
Yeah, Shane.
And this is a
Yes, ma'am.
so question 2, and this is a 3-parter. What is your long-term vision for Goose Creek over the next decade? How will you ensure equity, opportunity, and unity remain central to that vision? And what experiences and expertise do you bring to executing that vision?
One more time.
All right. Yep. Well, 30 seconds for each part.
Well, let me ask. Can you ask one, then I answer that one, then go through?
All right. Long-term vision over a decade.
10-4.
How will you ensure equity, opportunity, and unity in that vision? What expertise and experiences do you bring to that vision? Let's go with long-term vision for Goose Creek over the next decade. In a moment.
All right, perfect.
right.
Number one, my long-term vision for Goose Creek is for us to have a community that is willing to collaborate with each other. So many times we look at Goose Creek, how I was raised in Goose Creek is that maybe a lot of work goes into Crowfield that doesn't hit Braymore. Maybe a lot of work goes into Boulder Bluff that's not hitting Crowfield. My point for the long term and the 10-year vision of the city of Goose Creek, I want everyone to come together. That is the only way that we are going to get anything done. That is the only way that we are going to see any growth. That is the only way that we're going to stop infrastructure. And the most important thing is, like, people complain about traffic. Let's create a Goose Creek where we have jobs, where we don't have to leave the city of Goose Creek to get the things done that we need to get done. Have an all-inclusive community. And what was the second part to this question?
How will you ensure equity, opportunity, and unity remain central to that vision?
Essential because we are already multicultural as itself. Again, that goes back to that collaboration, being willing to work together, being willing to get the job done.
Experiences and expertise related to that vision.
My experience and expertise, I am a former law enforcement officer. My first job was at Lieber Correctional Facility, where teamwork was vital to get done what we needed to get done. After that, I served for the Dorchester County Sheriff's Office, again, where teamwork was vital to get the job that we needed to get done. If I couldn't trust my brothers and my sisters backing me in my job, then I couldn't get done what I needed to get done.
Wow, that's quite a question. As far as the long-term vision, I'd like to continue what I've been doing for the last 7 years. We have new parks. We have a new arts program. We have lots of quality of life things happening in Goose Creek, which leads into equity, opportunity, and unity. That brings us all together. I mean, new parks, you got people coming out and enjoying those. You got the new amphitheater, people coming out and enjoying those. These are things that my kids didn't have. I've been here since 1989, and we didn't have any of that. So I think that ensures equity as well, because it's all free, no matter what your socioeconomic status is. What experience do I bring? Again, life experiences are important. Only thing I can tell you is that I've sat on boards of directors. I've held lots of leadership positions, and I work really hard. So that's what I think I will continue to do. I would also like to see something to take care of the traffic, of course, and I've lived in Europe. And in Europe, you don't have T intersections. You don't have cross intersections. You don't even have bulletin boards. You don't have stoplights. You got to just keep it flowing. The answer is not to increase the size of the roads. It's to increase the efficiency of the roads. So I'm all about getting some traffic circles. If you've been out down Henry Brown lately, there's traffic circles. Nobody has to stop. But I have to stop now.
Okay, sir. The first question. Go ahead. Hit me with it.
What is your long-term vision for Goose Creek over the next decade?
Okay. Long term, Corey McClary here, guys, and I work in the economic development for Berkeley County. So like I said earlier, I get to see a lot of the growth before it happens. And so what we are manifesting, seeing right now, we probably saw that in our department about 2 years ago. I could tell you some stories about some things that are coming up. If it doesn't, I don't violate any NDAs or anything like that. But being in that position allows me to see where the vision is what's going to happen. And for me, they call me the family's guy for a reason, because I believe that everything that happens, no matter what, Caleb was talking about parks and all of the things that we enjoy right now, all of these things are part of the vision going forward, but it's not going to happen without you, without your input, without your support. In economic development, all that is you bringing wealth into an area by increasing and investing in jobs and attracting investments in that area. So that's all economic development is. So in this area, we would love to see for the 10-year plan, or just in 10 years from now, quality of life things that improve our quality of life. What's the second question?
How will you ensure equity, opportunity, and unity remain central to that vision and your experience and expertise to executing that vision?
Families first. If you want equity, your local government should make sure that everything that it does is being filtered through the lens of that you and your family are the cornerstone of all of our decisions.
And that is time.
And I can do a rebuttal later, right?
Yeah.
Okay. For the last question.
You only get one rebuttal.
I know. Really? There's only one?
You've had it.
Per question. Per question.
Stand down.
Well, I have a vision for Goose Creek, and I'm going to boil it down into one thing: public safety. We see all kinds of things out there that need some attention. And we have folks, residents, who are crying for attention for this or that or the other thing, and it just doesn't happen. The city has been so busy growing, with rampant growth, unrestrained, that we've got our population has increased in the past 5 years by 11%. We're now over 51,000 people in this little city. We stopped being a small town 20 years ago. We need some attention put on our infrastructure, on our roads. We need to be able to expand our police force, our resources. We have to expand our resources, not only our police force, but our firefighters as well, to take care of all of these expansions and annexes that are out there. Because we've got a whole bunch of new cars out there too, new apartment buildings. It's clogging our streets. We need to see to it.
So the vision that I have for Goose Creek would be that Goose Creek is a thriving city with a hometown atmosphere and a small town heart. This is the best city to raise a family safely. And this is the best city for businesses to thrive, never going out of business. And for city government to have educated and informed citizens. And how will I ensure equity? Well, across the city, there are seniors. Across the city, they're handicapped. Across the city, there are people that are mentally disabled and need assistance. I would like to see equity, and I would like to see resources that help this community that needs transportation to get to the senior center or needs transportation to get to church. We have no transportation in this big city, but keep your small town heart. And the experience that I bring to the table is I have a background in law enforcement, 22 years in the Army, but I searched for terrorist groups in Iraq. I also analyze the drug cartel working along the border. So I want a safe city. I don't want 15 firearms-related incidents every month. Past 2 months, that has happened. So I would like to see a city that is safe. And number one, the community, you as citizens are force multipliers to our law enforcement. Sorry. I didn't look over.
Okay, I'm going to try to talk fast. A 10-year vision for me would probably look like we finally have not one little downtown, but maybe 4 downtowns. We look at the city. Can you hear me? With the Red Bank District, I would like to see be a little cultural downtown. The Triangle that's kind of across from Pine View be another downtown. Central Creek Park up to City Hall in the back of the amphitheater be another little downtown, and then Uptown Carnes, so that we don't actually have a downtown. So I would like to have 4 little ones so that we have some, which also creates diversity and equity kind of in our little city, which isn't so little anymore. Some programs that we have in the city that we continue to fund and love to have is we have some loan programs in the city for minority business leaders. So ultimately what you want is you want your leadership, your business owners to mirror your constituency, right? And luckily for Goose Creek, we're 38% diverse, which is much higher than anybody that touches us. So we're highly diverse, and to keep that going that way and to keep that beautiful cultural diversity in our city, we have to have programs for that, like the Latin American Community Council, like our programs to fund minority business leaders and businesses. What was the third part of the question? I feel like I have to talk really fast.
Oh, I'm sorry. What experience?
Expertise.
Yes.
I sit on ULI, which is the Urban Land Institute. That is how we govern city planning and traffic as a whole, as a region, rather than just a city. Oh, gosh.
Yep.
That was so fast. Maybe I'll get a rebuttal in there, maybe.
All right, so we all know Goose Creek is growing, it's thriving, but for 10 years, we want to keep that momentum going. We want it to see it thrive. The only way to do that is to bring that money in, to make sure that the revenue is coming in. So partnering up with other organizations, right now supporting local businesses, like we're doing the training, the workshops that we're providing to them through Low Country Local First. That's one of them that does the training, and they provide classes for them. And that's for all. We're talking about diversity here, right? So Low Country Local First, they have classes for our limited English proficiency residents. So right now they have a program that is 6 weeks, 8 weeks, I can't remember exactly, but it's teaching them the steps that they need on how to build their business and how to thrive and move forward. And our local businesses are pretty much our backbone. So that's the one key, would be supporting them. Diversity, we see it right now. Just look around us. look at the beauty of all the different cultures that we have in here. That's what I love about it, is just the welcoming of our diversity. And how do we do that? Is through the revenue that comes in for the recs to provide sports, activities, the concerts that they do, which is very important. That brings connection, that brings community closeness, getting to know one another. And then my expertise would be building those bridges, building that communication. I have expertise with Hispanic Business Association, the Latin Advisory Committee, Visionary Women's Exchange Club. Those are my expertise that I bring, is building the connections.
Can I add to that?
Oh,
You want to rebut?
Can I do a rebuttal?
Yes.
How long is that? 30 seconds?
Yes.
Okay. I just want to add also, in my 5 years on council, that I attended the MEO Institute, which is how we learn sort of how to be a council member. I attended, graduated, also attended the Advanced Municipal Academy. I also currently sit on Leadership Charleston, which is where we learn about low country rapid transit that we hope to eventually bring to Goose Creek, so that we have the spine won't run through Goose Creek, but it'll kind of touch us. So hopefully we do have some mass transit. And then I also wanted to add in that we have one of the only inclusive parks in the area for all able bodies, ages 0 to however old I hope that you live, and of any ability in Goose Creek also.
Do you all want to keep it with Miss Bess, or you want to bring it back?
Yeah, we'll just
Oh,
do it.
you're right.
It'd be like
Okay.
snake football draft.
Okay.
Oh, she wants.
Rebuttal, Mr. Reed.
And then this one. Adding to the point of expertise, I also sit as an appointed member of Berkeley County Tax Accommodations Boards. So we're actually funneling the money to these events that happen within the whole Berkeley County, including Goose Creek, and we push those funds out to make our lives better. That's all I want to add.
I just wanted to add, I sometimes take it for granted because I've been on the council for 7 years that y'all know a lot more than perhaps you do, because you don't have time to come to our council meetings. But we have a comprehensive plan, and it's updated, I think, every 5 years, and it's the main constitution of it is done like every 20 years. So for our vision, we have a comprehensive plan. And I don't know if y'all participated in the survey that we did. We sent our staff sent a survey out to citizens. And I actually wrote a newspaper article the Post and Courier published to encourage people to respond to our survey. So my vision would be to please have staff and developers to continue to adhere to our comprehensive plan, because it's a good one, because y'all did it.
And finally, when it comes down to the 10-year plan, what I wanted to add to that is the fact that when we're discussing our future, Berkeley County is growing. We're one of the fastest growing counties in the country at this point. The second fastest growing in the state of South Carolina. Out of 3,000, almost 200 counties, Berkeley County is actually 40th. So what goes with that is that we want to make sure that whatever we do, when we're going forward with our parks, when we're going forward with our vision for recreation, that you and your family always stay first. Now, when we say that, we're saying that because this is...
Time up.
I'm not even going there. Sorry. Oh, okay.
Snake draft. Really good question.
All right. Hang on. Can you hear me? All right. Question 3. This is about growth as well. How will you balance? Goose Creek continues to experience rapid growth. How will you balance economic development with preserving the city's cultural identity, ensuring that progress benefits all residents, not just new developments or high-income neighborhoods?
Okay. Oh.
I was going to go first.
So, yeah, but just there's like 3 parts to that.
Yeah. How will you balance economic development with preserving the city's cultural identity, ensuring progress benefits all residents, not just new developments or high-income neighborhoods?
Okay. Yep. So currently right now, I think that what I would want to do is to make sure that there's incentives and also talk to the developers, try to find out what type of plan is going in, because that's very important to make sure that it's a program and a development that it's for all. Also to make sure that there's retail shops in their stores. Because if you think about it, if everything is close by, you don't have to go so far, and it's near. People can use sidewalks, they can use their bike trails, whatever it is to get to wherever they have to go, whether it be shopping, gas. So I think having a development that will bring a plan that also provides green space, parks, that's very important. Which we are now doing that food forest. I think that's amazing projects that we can implement. But if we have new developers coming in, it is very important to make sure that they have some type of layout that we can see, all right, what are the incentives? What do we have to provide for all, not just one income, but for all incomes? And then make sure that we have that green space that we were talking about, the shops that we need, all within walking distance or within bike trail distance as well.
Okay, just say it, read it one more time.
Okay. Goose Creek continues to experience rapid growth. How will you balance economic development with preserving the city's cultural identity, ensuring progress benefits all residents, not just new developments or high-income neighborhoods?
Yeah, that hits me personally because I live in Pineview, so I'm on the most south side of the city. You still can't hear me? I talk loud. Okay, I'll talk louder. So most all of our parks and our passive parks are not in our high-end part of the city. So Central Creek Park is behind Foxborough. You also have our John McCants Veterans Park, which is back in Boulder Bluff. We have Ryan's Creek, Etling Park, and Pineview. So we focus on a lot of our green spaces and our gathering spaces not in higher ends of the city. We also have incentive zones and super incentive zones like on Red Bank Road and kind of up in the triangle to kind of focus on developers putting infrastructure improvements in those areas as they redevelop those areas. So that's a good way to get those areas redeveloped and get extended ingresses, egresses, signal light upgrades, sidewalks, all of the things that we all need to have pedestrian walkways, hiker biker trails, and connectivity, and kind of focus on all that area. And then putting general commercial over in areas where there isn't any, like on the 52 side where there's a whole bunch of housing. But there, like if you want to walk to a grocery store, you have to cross 52, and maybe you don't have a car, you have a bike, or you have to walk. So we focus on also trying to get general commercial over on that side. I think did I answer all the questions? Okay, I think so. Yeah. Thank you. I didn't run out of time. That was amazing.
Okay. Balancing economic development while preserving the cultural identity. Well, we're a small town that has increased in population, and now we're considering ourselves a big town, a big city. So what do? You ensure that businesses are mom and pops, not big franchises. You want to preserve your cultural identity? We have great cultural restaurants from all the representation that we have in the room. We have walking paths and bike trails, and we ensure that the money that we have in our budget is used to fix those bike trails so people can walk. People who live in apartments who don't have transportation, people who are handicapped in their homes, there is no sidewalk to go anywhere. So if we have to balance that to ensure that everyone has progress. And transportation truly is the key. We must be able to walk or safely to locations. And then at the same time, make sure with the high-speed traffic that we have crosswalks, we have light signals. So when someone crosses, we don't have anybody lose their lives. We have to balance that, and we can continue to preserve the hometown feel.
Well, I'd like to make a statement about our current city council. I don't think that they've met a development project that they don't like. Now, I think we should completely review the approval system, the approval process that we have in the city to approve any and all residential and commercial property projects. we should have a great big review of that and find out what the heck is going on, because something is quite out of balance, is it not? City limits have been pushed and expanded. Population explodes. We have an increased number of cars in the city clogging the streets. The streets get used up more. They get more use, they're going to need more repair. They've only added one firehouse. We have a total of 3. We don't have enough law enforcement or police and firefighters to handle all these new people that are coming in. They've pushed the boundaries without ensuring that they have the resources to take care of it. Lastly, I would like to establish and hold a town hall in the city once every 4 to 6 months so that we can hear from y'all and we can know what y'all's concerns are. We want you to have access. God bless you.
Thank you, sir. Can you say the question one more time, please?
Sure.
Just so.
You still only have 90 seconds.
I know.
Goose Creek continues to experience rapid growth. How will you balance economic development with preserving the city's cultural identity, ensuring that progress benefits all residents, not just new developments or higher income neighborhoods?
Okay. As you guys have, as I said earlier, I work in economic development. We believe that growth should pay for itself. Growth should pay for itself. When we are out there and you see the small businesses, you see the industries that we have, those things are tax bases that will help us as a community when we're going forward doing the things that the vision that the city has put forth. When we're talking about neighborhoods and we're talking about the growth and everything else and this place is exploding, unfortunately, we can't stop people from coming here. We cannot stop them legally. We can't. A lot of the things that we're seeing going up right now as far as development, these agreements have been done many years ago, many years ago. Those are the hard facts that we have to deal with. So we have to learn as a council, as leadership, how to manage that. How do we leverage those relationships with those developers and to show them that this is what we want to do for our community. This is how we want to have our community, and not be in this situation where we're being forced to do something that we don't necessarily want to do. The other part of that is besides growth paying for itself is that we're talking about walkability and we're talking about connectivity within our city. These are part of the things that even when Gayla was talking about earlier with the strategic plan, these things are what we address. That's why those surveys are important, because we want to know what's important for you. And as leaders, it is our job to then take that information and then make it happen. But it will not negatively impact our quality of life because we all live here.
Well, again, there's so much being said here. I agree with all of it. But I will go back to the comprehensive plan. The only way you're going to balance growth, new growth, with old existing businesses and with existing neighborhoods is to have a comprehensive plan. We have one of those. The trick is to make sure that council continues to abide by it with few exceptions. And there's going to be exceptions every once in a while. Corey is correct. Carnes is exploding. There was a development agreement signed back in 2007, and I hate to say it, it's before our time on council. The Daniel Island Company that's developing got a sweetheart deal from the city. Nothing we can do about it. All the apartments going up, all the traffic comes through Goose Creek. That ship has left the harbor, unfortunately. All we can do is to continue to have a comprehensive plan and follow it. And in the comprehensive plan, you're going to have zoning and land use subcategories. And we, as a council, as of late, we actually disbanded an architectural review board and codified building standards, design standards, to have nice looking buildings, quality buildings. Same thing with businesses. Attract and retain quality businesses here in the city to include hopefully more sit-down restaurants. And I apologize, I have forgotten what the rest of what I'm supposed to be answering.
Doesn't matter.
And the time is up anyway. So I will pass it on reluctantly.
I didn't mean it doesn't matter. You know what I mean. You want the question again, sir?
Please.
Goose Creek continues to experience rapid growth. How will you balance economic development with preserving the city's cultural identity, ensuring that progress benefits all residents, not just new developments or higher income neighborhoods?
Well, we are not getting away from growing at all. So the first part of that question is, as a whole, we have to come together and figure out what that culture is. We have to figure out together what Goose Creek is truly about. Second part, please.
How will you balance economic development with preserving the city's cultural identity?
Again, I want to bring more jobs to Goose Creek. I want to develop a workforce within Goose Creek that's going to be Goose Creek for Goose Creek, with incentive on them hiring Goose Creek residents. Not sure if it's legal or not to do so, but that's what I want to see. Point blank, that's my biggest thing. But it's not all about what I want to do, what I want to see. Again, I am huge on the collaboration, on working with the citizens to figure out what is it that we truly need. My ideas and what fits for me and what I want to see out of the city might not be the same for you. And it takes that collaboration because we have that multicultural population in here to where everything ain't good for everybody. It's not. Again, I say, what works for Crowfield isn't going to work for Boulder Bluff. We need people that are going to speak on behalf of Boulder Bluff. We need people that are going to speak on behalf of Foxborough. Not just neighborhoods. You ride up Thurgood Road, that's land. That's family land that's been here for I don't know how long. And we need representatives of those communities to come together and figure out what Goose Creek is going to do about Goose Creek. I stopped.
I do too.
You do a rebuttal?
I can do one real quick, I think.
All right.
You know, in Goose Creek, honestly, we don't have that many historical landmarks or icons. However, we did have the little chapel. And the city decided to zone and use land use designs to make that into a new art center. If you haven't visited, you need to go there and take a look. So that is part of our cultural identity. And you're absolutely correct. I love Goose Creek. I moved here in 1989. I love the diversity. I mean, that just makes us that much stronger. And I want to let you know real quick, John McCants Park, when I first got on council, our former city administrator, I went through Boulder Bluff. You're talking about representing neighborhoods? The Boulder Bluff neighborhood asked me when I was campaigning, where's our new park? And I said, I don't know, but I will find out where your new park is. And we have it.
Thank you, Ms. McSwain. I want to also add to that, and when you're dealing with economic development, I want to put an emphasis on the industries that we have. Everybody know about Crowfield Industrial Park? Listen, I'll give you a quick class. A $20 million investment in as far as a big industry like a big company coming in and they do a $20 million capital investment is the equivalent of over 388 homes, the taxes that those homes bring, that one investment. So getting back on council would allow me to get back to helping attract a suitable industry. A suitable industry for Crowfield Corporate Park.
Okay, folks, remember this. One good thing that we can do to keep development down is to own the property. If Goose Creek City expands the green space that it owns, then it doesn't have to be developed, does it? I think we should promote ownership by the city of more green space out there in order to control expansion.
It's my turn. Okay, I just want to rebut a couple things because misinformation is so dangerous. So one thing I want to say is we turn down developments all the time. Developments they come to the city all the time, and we turn down developments all the time. There, did you hear me? I'm so sorry. Also, one of the things that we do is we spent 2 years with our staff and the city council rewriting our zoning and coding so that we could put in infrastructure upgrades. We also own several acres of green space across the street from Central Creek Park. So I think that was all I was. And we did have 3 town halls this year. But you guys have to come.
Time up.
Meet us, and come to our budget meetings, come to our town halls. Does it go back down there? Down here?
I think it's back down here.
Okay.
Yeah.
You got this.
Okay, folks. Do you support adopting a local hate crime ordinance? Why or why not?
One more time.
Do you support adopting a local hate crime ordinance? Why or why not?
I will stand proudly and say yes, for the simple fact of we live in a world where we're not back then. We're not back where we all can't sit in the same room. We're not back in where people can't sit back and be who they want to be with. Whether my personal opinions agree or not, that's not the case. As long as we're making a place to where we are safe for everybody, that's what I believe in. Now, that ties into with DEI. Do I agree with DEI? No. I feel like a lot of people confuse DEI with affirmative action, and that's the problem. But should we develop a hate crime ordinance? Yes, I do. I do believe so, because we live in a world that we have bigotry. We live in a world that it's not only for the sake of it, and I'm probably going to catch some hell behind it, but we don't live in a world right now where only white people are racist. We don't live in a world right now where, like, we live in a hate world. That's the world that we're in. We're involved in so much hate between each other to where we can't grow, we can't develop. And again, that ties back to us working together. We can't be a community, we can't do nothing if we can't come together as one body. I serve a God who is not a God of confusion. Amen. He moves on one accord. And if we can't do that, we can't have a productive community. And that's all of us coming together, whether or not you believe or not. That's what it's about, coming together. And I'm pretty sure all faith speaks on that.
Yes, absolutely. I think 20 other municipalities in the state of South Carolina have already passed a hate-induced crime bill. And I do believe we're one of maybe 2 states that don't have one. So thank you, sir. Appreciate that. And actually, that's on my list. If I get reelected, that's on my to-do list, along with to propose an ordinance, a hate-induced crime bill. The second one, I know this isn't answering the question, but I'm going to talk about it anyway. Single-use plastic. I go up to North Charleston. I go to Home Depot. I get a paper bag. Here, we're still getting plastic bags. I tried it once before it got shot down. I'm willing to try it again. I guess that's it.
Yeah, thank you. I got to tell you that those paper straws, though, boy, I tell you, I'm just saying, they're awful. I know, I'm just saying, they're awful. They're awful. Melt in your mouth and all, anyway. But as far as the hate crime ordinance, yes, of course. Goose Creek has a history of being very diverse. We know the military background that we have here in Goose Creek, and everybody knows that diversity makes us stronger. I always give the example when guys, at some point in time before, a long time ago, men used to design women's like bras and stuff like that. Men used to do that until diversity said, we need to get some women on here to help design this thing because it's for women, right? So it's always, yeah, I know, right? So no, I was just saying about diversity. Diversity makes us stronger. So yes, as far as the hate crime or a hate crime ordinance, of course we would be for that. That's who we are as Goose Creek. That's what makes us better than some of our other our cities that are around here because of our diversity, the strength that we have when we come together. Oh, hey, there you go. There you go.
Yeah, you can feel free to end early.
Ladies and gentlemen, hatred lies within the human heart. How can you legislate something like that? I don't think you can. There's already laws. It's already against the law to injure somebody, is it not? It's already against the law to assault somebody, to rob somebody, is it not? Is it not already against the law to kill or to murder somebody? By God in heaven, it is. The Lord instituted those by himself when he put out the 10 Commandments. But you can't control what's in somebody's heart. I don't think there should be any hate laws out there at all, because we have enough laws in existence. And when the powers that be can't arrest you for A, B, and C, they're going to make some more laws to arrest you from. They'll make those laws, and they'll arrest you every dadgum chance they get. So God bless you. Keep peace and faith in your heart.
Hate. There's a lot of people that have so much hate, and it causes them to do awful and mean things. But the United States Constitution, I took an oath to defend that. And people who serve take an oath to defend that. And you need to understand that the First Amendment says you have the freedom of speech. And you may not like what I have to say, but I have the right as American citizen to say it. There's people in this room who are recording right now who have said some of the most awful things. Awful things. And would I love a hate crime ordinance for them? I would, but it wouldn't be right. Because he has the right to say all those awful things. I don't like it. But I have to put on my tough skin and realize that we must learn the Constitution, understand what our rights is. And when we have local government creating more laws, this is exactly why I'm running for city council. Because we want less government. We don't want the government and 6 people on council and a mayor to tell you what you can eat or what you cannot say. This is the essence of America. Yes, in other countries, if you talk bad about the king in Spain, you could possibly go to jail. But you have the right. No.
So I just want to say that First Amendment rights and hate crime laws are 2 very different things. And a hate crime bill is for like harsher punishment for specific hate crimes. And I'm definitely for that. So let's not conflate the 2 because they're very different things. And yes, there's a lot of hate out there, and yes, people can say hateful things, and I don't like that either. And I think just because you can do something doesn't mean you should do something. But I serve a God, I serve my family, and I serve the city of Goose Creek, and I'm definitely for, I would love to see harsher punishments for hate crimes, absolutely. Was that loud enough? Did you hear me? Okay.
So I'm going to say yes to hate crime. Right now, if we look around, there's so much division, and it's so sad. It's heartbreaking because we live in the United States of America, not a divided States of America. So I feel that we need to come together, and that's the beauty of Goose Creek, and I will always say it. We have a beautiful culture from different backgrounds, and when we get together, that's how we learn about each other. That's how we know, okay, who our children are, who our neighbors are. It's by stepping out and getting to know each other. So I am for the hate crime, but we just have to do our part as well. We have to try to learn to know one another, try to engage, whether it's with our law enforcement, our firefighters, our city officials, even our county, our state. We all have to come together because it's all about being the solution and not the problem, and just collaborating with one another.
Mr. Reed actually asked for a rebuttal first, and then Mr. McCleary.
And furthermore, just speaking about an example, I have 2 daughters in total. I have 1 daughter that goes right to Westview Primary School. Just the other day, my child came to me and she said, "Daddy, look, can you meet my friend?" I said, "Yeah." She was like, "Look, don't we look the same?" And she put a little hand on her hip. And I said, "Well, y'all look the same?" She's like, "Yeah, Daddy, look, we got the same shirt on. She looks just like me." So speaking on the concept of hate, hate is a learned trait. Hate is learned. Hate, nobody's born being nasty and filthy. Nobody's born like that. It's learned. That's why we launch these youth programs right now, to sow that seed while these kids are young, so that we don't develop furthermore hate in this city and in this country. I'm sorry. And in this country. That's the point of it.
Yes, sir. I would like to, thank you, sir. Yeah. I would like to add to that. I know Dr. King said it once, that you can't legislate morals, but you sure enough can regulate behavior. So when we're sitting here and we're saying that I am a veteran, and I will live and die by the Constitution as far as protecting all the rights that we have as citizens of the United States. But it does not give you the right to hurt somebody else. It does not give you the right to say that I can just walk out here and do whatever I want to do. That's why we have laws.
Time up.
Because we know that some people will take that and go to the extreme with it. Yes.
Ms. McSwain, rebuttal.
It's unfortunate that we can't put adults in timeout. Some of these adults are acting like children. It would be great if we could actually put them in timeout. But we can put them in jail as a consequence of a hate-induced crime. We're not talking about free speech here. If the hate results in a crime, they should be going to jail, just like every other crime that's committed.
Okay, I think, is that all the rebuttals for that one? Yes. I think we probably need this to be the last question if we're going to allow time for closing statements. So, final question, I think are we back down there?
Sorry.
I think she really wanted to go first. Just kidding.
How will you strengthen trust and collaboration between law enforcement and residents, particularly in historically underrepresented neighborhoods?
Wait. Repeat that one more time. Strengthen.
How will you strengthen trust and collaboration between law enforcement and residents, particularly in historically underrepresented neighborhoods?
Okay. So first, I would actually want to go out there and be an advocate, which I am doing right now, is being the advocate for our law enforcement and our firefighters. And how do I do that? You do that by getting engaged. When they offer these crime prevention meetings, when they offer these citizens academies, you get involved. You learn the behind the scenes of what they do. You also learn the hard training that they go through. And that's an eye opener. And on top of that, you're building relationships, because that's what it's all about, is building that relationship, having that transparency that everyone's been talking about, having that open communication. You have to start somewhere. So being an advocate, as I've been taking these Citizens Academy, I have been advocating and say, hey, you guys have to come to these meetings. You have to come to these Crime Stop. And if you have an HOA, or if you live in a neighborhood that doesn't have an HOA, you can open your door and be like, hey, I'm going to invite all of my neighbors, and invite law enforcement, invite the firefighters, get to know the EMSs, all the first responders, because that's how you get to know the people. That's how you get to connect and build these relationships. So my advice and how I would start is first advocating for our law enforcement, and our firefighters, first responders, and then go talk to the neighborhoods, talk to our HOAs, get them involved, get your neighbors involved, because that's where it starts. Thank you.
That question is also near and dear to my heart. Before I sat on City Council, starting and being the coordinator of the Goose Creek Cop Stop was for community policing. It's a program where we feed police officers every weekend, 52 weekends of the year, and then we do Thanksgiving and Christmas, so it's really 54 meals. Host a cop stop, open your door, have on-duty police officers and firefighters come into your home. People see them in your community. It's a way to know them outside of their uniform. We have some amazing people right here, and I'm sure you guys attend our cop stops. That was to increase community policing. We want you to, the more I see you, the more you see me, the less I'm afraid of you, the less you're afraid of me. I also got the great privilege of working with one of our other council members to do the very first Firefighter Citizens Academy. And that was because we have a large Latin American and Hispanic community that do not allow people in uniforms in their community. And so we built that bridge to get them in their community because we have a big domestic violence and child abuse issue in those communities. And they do not want to call our fire departments. They don't want to call our police departments. So that's another program that is very near and dear to my heart, to get underprivileged communities to build these relationships with people in uniform. They're here to protect and serve. They're not bad guys. They're not here to punish your kids in the grocery store. So please don't say that, like behave, or I'm going to have that police officer over there put you in jail. They're here to protect and serve. They wear a uniform. They stand for you. We have some of the best in the state, but we definitely engage in these programs and let them into your home, get to know them, let them get to know you.
Trust is earned. Some people say, once you lose that trust, it's so hard to get it back. In relationships, at the workplace, and you have to have integrity. And so how we're going to improve that is by every police call in an underrepresented neighborhood, I would like to have a customer service line. Every call is tracked. How was the service? Okay? Because many times police officers go to a site and they may disrespect a resident. It's tracked because what is tracked is managed. And the police must be the example. They must build that trust with the residents. So if they go into a neighborhood that's underrepresented and one time they don't set the example, that trust is lost. So our police force must be the example when they drive, when things are happening in their community. And to build trust, we have our customer response line, and then every neighborhood, every resident in that community, they will trust and they will respect every police officer.
I think that trust and confidence in the police officers that serve the public, by the public, I think their trust and confidence in those officers is of utmost important. Our officers, not only in law enforcement, but also our firefighters, are becoming greatly fatigued. They're working overtime out there. Number one, there's not enough of them to go around. They're having to work extra shifts and overtime. They're getting tired out. Their confidence is running dry on their leadership, perhaps. Public relations with our law enforcement is a great deal. And our officers should be afforded some relief so that they can serve with dignity, putting out confidence to those who they do serve. We need that. We need to promote it as best we can. Yeah, we can have a telephone line set up where folks can call in and let us know if they have any complaints or if they perhaps were served well and they want to compliment any particular officer that served them. This is what we need. We need it in great, massive amounts. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. I think we need to start off by recognizing that there are differences in our communities when it comes down to policing. Recognizing those differences and then attacking those differences all in concert at the same time while we're doing preventive measures at the same time with our families. It's always going to start back with our families. I think we need to engage more with our churches and civic groups and other groups out there when it comes down to crime prevention. The last time when I was on council back in 2018, we really fought to get an SRO in every school in Goose Creek, and now we have one. We have an SRO in every school. This is part of the solution. It is not going to be just, we're just going to go out there and make it happen and they're just going to trust us. We have to be purposeful. We have to be strategic. We have to do it in such a way that it become part of the community and not just officers in against our residents. So when you see an area that's underserved, I say we do it all together in concert. We go together with their families, we get together with their with the community leaders, and then we bring them all together with our officers and let them be part of the solution and not necessarily part of the problem. I'm good? Oh. Oh, well, we go. Yeah, I'm shooting. That was all right. Yeah, we have to come back with a rebuttal if necessary.
Could you repeat the question, please?
Sure.
Thank you, sir.
How will you strengthen trust and collaboration between law enforcement and residents, particularly in historically underrepresented neighborhoods?
First thing we have to do is we got to make sure that our police officers are compensated well. If you compensate people well, then you're going to attract the most qualified, nice, reasonable people. And that's what we need to do. So the last 7 years, our council has been funding our police department and funding it well. We are funding for their training, for their retention, for their equipment. And we give them lots of good benefits in order to retain them. Because I've heard one, I think Mr. Ivy say, absolutely, they're stretched very thin throughout the state. So for us to compete to get the best officers, that's what we have to do. And I've been voting for that for the last 7 years. Something we might consider is like we have the ROTC programs in the high schools, is have something like a police academy in the high schools. We could perhaps do that. That would be part of outreach. And that would, that would reach some of the children from the neighborhoods who have not historically, been well represented and have not seen a lot from the police officers other than perhaps the bad side, so to speak. And I know this is going to sound a little different, but I remember when I was a child, we used to have, the police were called peace officers. And you saw it on the side of the car that said,
"Time is up."
Protecting the populace, something along the lines of protecting the peace for the people. So I would like to see just a cultural shift there if we could do that.
Is that what we're doing?
Would you like the question again?
Please.
How will you strengthen trust and collaboration between law enforcement and residents, particularly in historically underrepresented neighborhoods?
To answer that question, number one, police have to meet you where you are. It's not about, well, we're having this meeting, you didn't attend, that's why you don't know the things that you know. If we want everybody to be included, we have to meet you where you at. That's point blank number one. Number two, one more time? Hold on. Can I get a pause on my time?
No. In historically underrepresented neighborhoods.
So, again, my experience with Goose Creek is that Goose Creek doesn't stop at the city limits. Goose Creek falls into Red Bank Road, Old Back River Road, Henry Brown, and for those who know, they fall into Rut Road as well. Those areas, I don't feel like they're underrepresented. I just feel like they don't have the same access because there are people in those communities that stand up. There are people that are in those communities that want better and that they are willing to put the work in to lower the crime rate. But right now, as law enforcement in the city, we have to meet them where they are. We can't expect for everybody to just give, come, and we're not willing to come to you. I can't do that. I can't, and just to make a joke out of it, I can't go to a girl and ask her for her number thinking she's going to come to me. I have to put that work in. And that's as a city, that as a city is what we have to do. We have to put the work in and be inclusive and develop community engagement. And we do have programs like that. I was a cadet at Stratford High School under Lieutenant Coffey with the program of doing that. We have those options for.
Time is up. And Miss Centurion.
I know how you feel, Corey.
Miss Centurion has asked for a rebuttal.
Yes. I have in front of me here the crime, collisions, injured, and killed for Goose Creek. And within the last 3 months, there have been 15 to 13 firearms-related incidents. The domestic assaults number is also very high. And these things are happening because we have transient people. We have lots of renters now. We have people coming from all different places, right? We're growing, but transparency is the key.
All right. Okay.
Yeah, I didn't
Can I
finish.
have a quick rebuttal?
Please.
Time was up, I'm sorry. Yeah. I just again want to just quick information. We have a non-emergent line. So if you experience something bad with our police department, please call our non-emergent line. It's not called a customer service line, but it's non-emergent. If you have an issue with our police, good or bad, you want to share bad or good experience, call our non-emergent line. And to Shane's point, we have an Explorer program that with our SROs, with our high school students in our high school, that they work after school in our Explorer program. And then a lot of those students do later on become our police officers with the city of Goose Creek.
Time is up. Any more rebuttals?
You do?
No, go ahead.
Oh.
This will need to be the last. Well, okay. Well, it's about over.
Hey, okay, all right. The last thing I wanted to say about the we were talking about the hate crimes and also about the underserved communities. I can't stress enough, I believe that the city should be partnering with our communities, partnering in such a way that, like we said, with the families coming in and the churches and the civic groups as well as 501c3s. This is going to be the only way that we're going to tackle the crime problem. Any city you go to, you're going to have crime. Every city you go to, you're going to have these different things are going to happen. But I believe that the city's job is to partner with these community agencies to help alleviate that, working together in concert so that you can help alleviate as much crime before it happens.
Okay.
I'm at. Oh, you going next?
You done? Yeah, I think so. Yeah, okay. I just wanted to say, in the last month, I have visited a lot of y'all's homes. I wasn't able to do it during COVID. It's nice to go out and see all of you guys again. I have not been afraid in any of our neighborhoods, and I've been to all of them. And let me tell you, I don't know what's out there in some of those Substack social media stuff about our police department, but let me tell you, our citizens like our police department. They like our chief. They have a lot of respect for our police department. They love the outreach programs that they do. You know, they go to Fall Festival. They have the dogs out there.
Time's up.
Okay, anyway.
All right. Yay. Mr. Reed has requested a rebuttal, and then that'll be the last one before closing statements.
Going back to lowering crime, again, we have to plant those seeds within our youth. Our problem isn't coming from the 15 above community, those who pretend to be 21, but from our youth. That's where our problem's at. That's why we bring mentoring organizations. That's why we step out on faith and we mentor our own youth and don't depend on somebody else to do it. But in the words of Dr. Thaddeus John Bell, we need to bridge the gap. Bridge the gap. That's what it is. We need to bridge the gap, and that's what it takes. Okay, I'll stop.
All right, you just stay here because we're going to do closing statements in the opposite order of opening. So you have 60 seconds closing statement starting now.
My name is Shane Reed. I am a father. I am a husband. I am a community servant. I am a community leader. I am a proud lifelong resident of Goose Creek, South Carolina, 29445. That is who I am. That is what I will be. The number one point about my goal in this race is standing on the motto of that'll do will just not do. It is time out for mediocrity. It is time out on we did this, so we expect this. We have to keep doing the work. The work doesn't get done when we feel like it is. And one of my first jobs was fast food. They always say, if you got time to lean, you got time to clean. There is still work to be done within this city. And we have, as a past council, I commend each and every one of the city council members for putting in the work thus far, but we still have a way to go. We have a long ways to go on what we need to do. Again, my proudest moment right now, and just today, bringing the largest mentoring organization to Goose Creek, where they could have went anywhere.
I know.
Ah!
So close.
I can rebuttal on the closing?
No.
Nobody asked me what I've accomplished over the last 7 years. Just kidding. Just kidding. It was a scroll with all my accomplishments.
I got you.
Anyway, okay, not 60 seconds haven't started yet. Being on city council is not a glamorous job. I will just tell you this. If you want clean water, vote for me. If you want good land planning and zoning that will hopefully include affordable housing, vote for me. If you want good police protection, vote for me. If you want good fire department and good emergency medical services, vote for me. If you want your trash collected on time, vote for me. If you want good recreational opportunities for all ages, vote for me. If you want quality building design standards, vote for me. If you want quality businesses, vote for me. If you want low taxes, vote for me. I'm the only one that ever voted against a budget.
Time is up. It's a good stopping point.
Yeah.
I'm going to definitely rebut on that one.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, everybody, for coming out tonight. First, I want to thank the League of Women Voters, also the Goose Creek branch of the NAACP, as well as the AKAs. Thank you all so much for having us. Thank you, all you guys up here, for being up here as well. My name is Corey McClary. Listen, I am a local economic developer here in Berkeley County. I'm running to be on city council again because I am the families guy. I believe that with the explosion in this area, I believe that you and your family should always be the cornerstone of all of your local government's decisions. We're going to have pretty soon and a lot of opportunities coming up pretty soon. That's going to be really decision-making time for not just the city of Goose Creek, but the whole Tri-County area. And I believe you need somebody who's on the inside that's going to work for you. It's going to be a sound and solid voice for Goose Creek families that will not negatively impact our way of life. Our way of life. That's what it's all about. Our comfort, what we are doing here in the city of Goose Creek. And on November 4th, I humbly ask for your prayers, your support, and your vote on November 4th. Thank y'all for coming out tonight.
Folks, I'd like you to take heart in something. We've got a lot of problems in Goose Creek. Yes, we do. But America is a Christian nation. God is baked into our nation. The Supreme Court itself, on 2 occasions, has confirmed and verified indeed that America is a Christian nation. You've probably seen yourself how God is exposing deceit and corruption all over the place. I want to promise you this, if we've got any here in a city council, and if I'm a member on that city council, I'll be one of those chief people that's going to be in there ripping it out by the roots, throwing it into the sunlight of day for it to wither and to die. God is good every day of the week. And that's what I want. I want to serve Him through serving you. That way, perhaps I'll have a home
Time's
to
up,
go
Mr.
to.
Ivey.
I don't have a job. My 2 boys are serving in the Army. I have all the time to dedicate to improving Goose Creek. My name is Ingrid Centurion, and I bring 22 years of military service and excellence in all that I do, quality control. What is tracked is measured. We have problems, and I am a problem solver. I ask for your vote. Give me the opportunity to serve. I believe in term limits. Others have served. You have to give other people the opportunity to serve and show what they got. Show what they can do. Because I will outwork, outrun, and out-research anyone. I am here for you. Leadership that listens. Vision that protects. I want a safe city where a child and a grandparent can walk to school safely. I'm Ingrid Centurion, and I ask for your vote.
Thank you. I'm Melissa Eno Sims. Thank you so much for this last 5 years on City Council. I hope that if you want stronger, safer cities, if you want infrastructure improvements, if you want land planning, I sit on ULI. I bring all the experience, my degrees in leadership management and development. I'm a mom. My greatest background for being sitting on your city council is that I've been a resident here for 44, 45 years. When we had dirt roads, I'm invested here. I'm not going anywhere. And if I don't serve you in this capacity, I'm going to serve you in another capacity because I've been a lifetime volunteer here in the city of Goose Creek my entire life, really since I was 16. Safer, stronger communities are what we're about. And I humbly ask for your vote and your trust to continue to be one of your leaders here in Goose Creek on November 4th, or early voting if you go before that. Thank you.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I just want to thank you for your support, your trust, and for us sharing our vision with everyone here tonight. And this journey is more than just votes for me. It's a direct connection with each and every one of you, with our community. It's making an impact, making a difference. Our community has so much potential. It's thriving. And I know that I can bridge that gap of building that bridge with the communication piece. And that's where it stands. And I feel that with the potential that we have, we can continue to thrive, supporting our local businesses, public safety, and also enhancing our schools, supporting our not only our schools, but our businesses and our, our churches as well, because that's included as well. And also giving back. That's always giving back, whether it's with our first responders, making sure we have that community engagement, because that's very important. So once again, on November 4th, I'm just saying, vote for Yahira Best.
Time's up.
Thank you so much.
All right. No. Couple of closing notes here. You can visit the League of Women Voters Vote 411. Check the status of your voter registration. Learn more about candidates' positions. Early voting has begun and will last until Friday, October 31st. We want to thank the Goose Creek Library for graciously permitting us to use this wonderful site. By the way, I'm told the front doors are locked, correct? We have to leave through either of these doors that say exit above them. Many thanks to our candidates for the City Council of Goose Creek. Please give them a round of applause.